Jeremy is going to start recording.
Yeah, there you go.
Got it.
Comments from citizens present. Is there anyone who would like to address the committee for items related to on the agenda? Hearing none.
Kathy, is it only, this is John Bechtel, is it only related to items on the agenda?
Typically, but we can't discuss anything other than what's on the agenda. Larry, is that how it is? It has to be agenda items, or I think this is a future agenda item that John would like to discuss, I think.
It is actually appropriate for comments from citizens present to address items that aren't on the agenda,
Okay,
with the understanding that there cannot be any action taken nor any further discussion by the committee. But if a citizen wants to provide information for that purpose, they certainly can.
okay, John, you're on then. We have 3 minutes for citizens comments.
Okay, I want to take all three. I'm just concerned, and I know Kathy, you're and other members of the committee room and CC'd on email chain back and forth with tourism, some confusion about what comes first. It kind of felt like the chicken and the egg, a mix up in dates. I was my understanding applications that were turned in today would be considered. That's not the case. My concern is that for an event on the 25th, if this committee does not consider that until the 14th, it seems to is that going to prejudice the committee at all against approving an event basically a week or 10 days out?
This is for September 25th, not August
Correct.
25th. And our next
Correct.
meeting would be September 14th. And
Correct.
John is representing the VFW.
Correct. And we're trying to do an outreach event that includes a Tempe at the Stone Horse Green, which is an unusual space, right? So that caused some of the back and forth and some of the delays, and there's a maternity leave in there and all sorts of things. Anyway,
Okay.
but just so I can go back to the post at our next meeting, if we don't have an answer, I can at least say that the committee will consider it objectively and will not look at it as some sort of last minute wish, off the cuff thing to do.
Mhm. Okay, thanks, John. We can't give you really any guidance other than what we have, but I think the question came from on our special events permit. It says 45-day notice and the liquor license is 30 days. And this is where the questions come from.
Yes.
So
Yes,
anyway,
that's what it's related to.
yeah. Okay. Thank you, John. Okay. Any other comments from citizens? Okay. Hearing none, we're going to move on to citizens approval of minute from the July 13th meeting.
Ramsey will move approval.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the July 13th meeting minutes as submitted, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. Licenses and permits. Application for outdoor amplified sound permit by Oscar Jaramillo for World of Beer, a commercial enterprise at 8225 Greenway Boulevard, 140 for sound system, DJ and band from 10 p.m. to midnight every Friday and Saturday through November 2021 for Latin nights.
And I'll just, Oscar checked in here. He sent a message saying he is here. I believe that would be him under the World of Beer. He said he does not have a camera available. So
Okay.
he is there. Just to give you a little bit of background on this. So this stemmed out of a noise complaint or two that we got there. So if you guys are familiar with that location, there's not a whole lot of residential area around there. We haven't had any residential complaints, but we did get a complaint via the Fairfield Inn, which is across the street. So what World of Beer does, I'm told, is they have a garage door that opens up, and then they have amplified sound playing out there. And then they'll have patrons outside as well. Oscar, from everything I've been told from the third shifters that work with him, has been very willing to work with us. Things didn't go particularly well initially, and Oscar can speak to that, his involvement in a second here. But initially things didn't go very well when we got that complaint. He was told he can't have amplified sound outside without a permit based on that complaint. But he came and subsequently apologized to our lieutenant, who had made contact with him, wants to do everything by the book here, and has applied for the permit because of that. I would also add that Oscar has, I'm told, been proactive in contacting all of the hotels in the area, and usually they will contact him directly if they have any noise complaints first before contacting the police department. On this occasion, he missed that phone call, and then they contacted the police department. So no citations have been issued. It's kind of, we're trying to work with them, and said at a very minimum, you need to apply for this outdoor amplified sound permit if you're going to have music outside. So that's kind of brings us to where we're at right now. And Oscar, if you can answer any questions or speak to your part as well, if you'd like to do that.
Oscar, do you have anything to add?
I think you placed something in the chat.
Oh, just to point out that no sound system will be set up outside, only people noise will be produced, I believe. Oscar, are you able, I see that you're muted. If you're able to talk, that would probably be easier than messaging. Anyone?
Oh, he doesn't have a mic.
Okay. Well, that makes things a little bit more difficult. So my understanding is the way that's been described to me is that the speakers are inside, the door is open, the sound is going outside. So the ordinance does say that you cannot cause sound to be, I guess, sent outside, for lack of a better term.
Well, there are more apartments being built over in Greenway in that area that I want that, I mean, you may reach out to the hotels, but that's not saying that you have to be really conscious of all the apartments being built over there also. And you understand that from 10 to 11, there's 1 decimal reading, and then from 11 to midnight, it has to be quieter than that.
Yes.
I would also add, we have not had any issues since that initial noise complaint.
Oscar, this is Katie Nelson. Is this like salsa dancing? Is that what is, oh yeah, okay. And I'm wondering, is 10 to midnight the best time for you guys? Might make more friends if you went like 9 to 11, something like that. Is that something that's just not possible? Shutting the garage after midnight?
Is that what that said, shutting the garage after midnight?
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Which is what, I mean, the permit goes, the application was through midnight.
Right, right. Oh, totally get it. My power's going on and off, so if I lose you guys, well, I shouldn't, but,
We have a generator here, but mine flickered too, so.
and I heard something smash against my house. I'm not sure what that was. Okay. Well, given that there aren't any issues, and if Oscar is truly being proactive about this, I wouldn't have any problem making the motion to approve this permit.
Does Oscar have a copy of the noise decibel level so that he understands that it's got to be turned down?
That is included at the bottom of the application for the outdoor amplified sound permit, so. you
Sure,
should
I
be
just wanted to
familiar.
make sure that he's aware of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, on just the last, the last comment to avoid noise issues, but still like to have the license if possible. Having the license is required, but that doesn't necessarily mean you won't have any noise complaints or issues, but just that this is required.
Says he's running tests to ensure the decibel levels are,
Great.
are within.
Love to hear that. That's wonderful. Okay.
That's good.
All right, Katie, I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the outdoor amplified sound permit for World of Beer every Friday and Saturday through November 2021, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion approved. Okay, we have the next two will be together. Application for a special event permit by St. Bernard's Parish 2015 Parmenter Street, John Winter, contact person for the St. Bernard's Parish picnic on September 12, 2021 at Lakeview Park, and the application for an outdoor amplified sound permit by John Winter for St. Bernard's 2015 Parmenter Street for sound system 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. September 12, 2021 at Lakeview Park, 6300 Medota Avenue for the parish picnic.
I don't know.
Hi Kathy, it's Julie. I'm on as Laura.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have a video, so I apologize to everybody. This is a repeat event that the church holds for its parishioners annually. We have the SCP, the ACP fees are paid, and we've also received the certificate of insurance. There were no concerns from our colleagues in Park and Rec on the event, and everything is in order as far as tourism is concerned.
Good deal.
I'll move approval.
I will second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the special event permit and the outdoor amplified sound permit for St. Bernard's on September 12th, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Permits granted, approved. Okay, the next two will be together also. Application for a special event permit by the UW Carbone Cancer Center, Daniel Falcone, contact person for the Roll and Stroll for pancreatic cancer fundraiser on August 15th, 2021 at Capitol Brewery, and an application for an outdoor amplified sound permit by Danielle Falcone for UW Cancer Center commercial enterprise for abandoned announcements at Capitol Brewery, 7734 Terrace Avenue, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. August 15th, 2021 for the Roll and Stroll fundraiser.
This is Julie again. This is an annual event. They did take a pause in 2020 due to the pandemic. They were a little bit hesitant to move forward with 2021 because of the mass gathering orders, but when those were rescinded in June, they decided to go forward with it. So we've been kind of in the hamster wheel on this one, but they do have the special event permit and the amplified sound permits in order. We have the certificate of insurance. The only thing that we're waiting for from tourism is payment. And I know Danielle indicated the check would be forthcoming sometime this week. There were some concerns on behalf of Public Works for some of the routes and work that was being done on sidewalks and pavement, but it sounds like that's not going to be an issue based on further communications that I've had with Sean. I know Jeremy has some issues with the traffic control. And the only thing that that Mark Wagner at Parks and Rec asked us is if we would make sure there was signage around Tiedemann so that they were all going in the same direction. so directional flow signs, and that some advance notice be given to the neighborhoods around Tiedemann Pond and Stricker prior to the event. I have addressed both of those with with Daniel.
And I have been in email contact. Danielle's on vacation or at least out of town. So I'm not sure if they have any rep here, if that guest is their rep or not. But so one of the issues that has popped up is their route, as they've tried to change their 5K route recently. I'm just kind of looking at that. The Jerry Kempfer is the guy who is designing that route, and it was going to change to go down Westchester, I believe, down into Madison, or I'm sorry, Westfield Road down into Madison, where it turns into Long Meadow. And then that would require some sort of permitting from Madison, which they have not obtained yet. That was due to some issue with the trail around Tiedemann Pond. So I don't know that that's been adequately addressed. They did address some of my concerns about intersection control, and they were going to have their own staff, some course marshals that were going to be able to cover those areas. They did, just as of late last week or even earlier this week, ask for potentially having an officer. I said, based on the late request, I wasn't going to be able to make that happen, but I will certainly let our supervisor know and see if our staffing that's working that day can assist. But my only concern was the intersection of Parmenter and Terrace Avenue, because that's a somewhat busy intersection sometimes. So I don't have a perfect answer for the 5K, so I was hoping that somebody was going to be on here, but it does not look like they are. But otherwise, I think we've worked through all the other route issues, and I will get out a no parking order if this is approved, and we'll go from there. There haven't been any issues in the past. The 5K is new this time.
Jeremy, I did make a reach out to Madison Events, and I don't have any response from them.
Okay. So for what it's worth, I think it's certainly a doable event. I just don't know what their 5K changes are going to be. It sounds like the changes are either not going to impact the city of Middleton, or it's going to be off the streets anyway.
Did they give you any indication? Are they going to get back to you with their final plan? I mean, this is coming up on August 15th. It's fairly soon.
Yes, I've expressed those concerns. I have exchanged several emails today. So Danielle did respond to some emails, but she was out of town, so she couldn't speak any further. So she had gotten Jerry involved, and Jerry replied. And in one of those emails, I'm just trying to find right now, it mentioned that that Danielle, as of this morning, had not heard back from Madison Police Department or City of Madison on that potential permit. So I don't know what their permitting process looks like, or if that's even a possibility. I think we all have the same reaction. So that's kind of where we're at. But yes, we're certainly working. The communication is open. So those are obviously with this weekend coming right around the corner, it's a concern.
So the 5K is the only issue, and the route is the only issues. And there hasn't been any issue with this event before.
That is correct. And Sean Stowski has voiced or has expressed his opinion as far as they plan on basically doing an 8-foot area from the curb line out to the road with coned off area for the run through the entire route. And then the course marshals at the areas where they're going to cross traffic.
Okay. Well, I would be inclined to move to approve this with the condition that, well, I don't know, they've got a couple of days to satisfy all of the issues with you, Jeremy. So,
okay.
But I would make it with that condition that they satisfy any issues that you have.
Okay.
I will quickly second before my dog starts up again.
That's the thunder, isn't it?
Any
Yeah.
further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the special event permit and the amplified sound for August 15th for Roll and Stroll, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. When there's
I thought
only
you
three of
heard
us,
me.
it's kind of.
Normally, I'm not that quiet, so I don't know what the problem was there.
Okay, now we're going to go on to the next two items. Application for special event permit by Madison Events, Robin Kemper, contact person for the Haunted Hustle Kids Run 5K, 10K and half marathon on October 23rd and 24th, 2021 at Kiva Sports Center, 8312 for Cynthia Street. An application for an outdoor amplified sound permit by Robin Kemper for Madison Events at Kiva, 8312 for Cynthia Street, for a DJ band and announcement, 3:45 to 7 p.m. on Saturday and 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Sunday, October 23rd and 24th, 2021 for the Haunted Hustle events.
This is also a repeat event for us. Group took a pause last year again due to the pandemic. We have the special event permit, the street closure, the temporary sign, and the outdoor amplified sound payment fees, as well as completed applications. I have received the certificate of insurance. No issues with Parks and Rec or Public Works on the proposed routes. And I will hand it over to Jeremy for the police department's preview.
Yeah, no significant issues here. I do have some notes from the last one, just as far as the traffic control plan and the timing and whatnot for the use of officers, but that is certainly something that we can work out once this would all be approved. So no significant issues from the police department or concerns there. The one thing I would add is that his amp sound permit for the Saturday, for Sunday, will need to go to city council just because it's outside of the regular hours there before 9 a.m.
Right.
This is Katie. I will move approval for the permit and the amp sound.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Okay, we'll do the next two together. Application for special event permit for the Arts and Literature Laboratory, Nicole Gruner, contact person for Strolling Middleton on September 17th, 2021 at various locations in downtown Middleton, including Stonehorse Green, and an application for an outdoor amplified sound permit by Nicole Gruner for a band 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. September 17th, 2021 for Strolling Middleton at various locations in downtown Middleton, including Stonehorse Green. This is several bands, right, Nicole?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear.
I think it is, yeah. How many locations do you have now?
We have 3 locations confirmed and 2 are in negotiations.
Okay, so you're saying up to 5, do you think?
Yeah, one of them is the Mustard Museum is indoors, and then the Middleton Historical Society and the Stonehorse Green are of course outside.
Okay. And on your application, you put there was something about a street closure possibly at the Historical Society.
Yeah, I was trying to bounce that off of them. I don't want to just impose all my ideas. They're a new sponsor for the event. I think it's maybe would provide for a little bit more elbow room, especially because they've been waiting for their porch to get painted, I think since May, they said, and of course Murphy's Law would have it that it might coincide with that weekend that they're finally going to get it painted. We have to just wait and see, just like with everything these days. But if the band cannot set up on the porch, then we might just have them perform or set up, if this goes through with a street closure, on the street, as opposed to getting yet another stage figured out, because it's a flat surface. And it's nice to think that bands can set up on the grass, but it doesn't really usually work very well. And there's just, there's flower beds and this and that. So I thought it might just create a little bit more space for that area. That being said, I haven't applied for the street closure because I wasn't sure if the Historical Society was going to say yes, but they have confirmed it. I think that was yesterday. So I'm not sure if that would need to be like what the
They
timeline.
wouldn't have to apply for the street closure, though. That would be you, right?
Yes, I think so, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's too late to do that, and if it is, we'll just make do.
Kathy, if I can just jump in here, Nicole did come in, I think that was last week, Nicole, with the special event permit and the outdoor amplified sound application, or excuse me, the SEP and the ASP applications. And both of those are paid for. We also have the certificate of insurance on file. So the street closure was the only thing that was pending, well, when we talked last week.
Okay. This event, it wasn't held last year. Well, it was held on in a different format last year. But
Yeah,
before
it was
that,
virtual.
how many years did you have it in Middleton before that? 2 or 3?
3
3.
years. Last year then was the 4th, but doing it virtually with live streaming, and then this would be the 5th already. Can that be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, we should have a special fifth anniversary. I didn't even think of that.
It's a great event. It's well attended.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a great time, and I don't know, Middleton's been just wonderful to work with. So we just thought we're going to keep the fall one in Middleton, as opposed to the initial concept was to bring it to different locations, both in the spring and the fall. But it's just works out so well in Middleton. Made it its home for the fall. So
yeah, we love it.
yay.
Jeremy, any concerns from the police department?
Nope, it's always been a well-behaved event, so no issues from the PD.
We mind our P's and Q's.
Yes.
So do they need to apply for this to close the street then? Is that going to be a separate piece of this?
They just come in and pay the fee, Dan.
Okay. Okay, I'd move approval.
I will second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the special event permit and outdoor amplified sound for the Strolling Jazz event on September 17th, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna hop off then, unless there's any other questions.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks all. We'll see you in September.
Okay, the next two together. Maybe this is guest. Application for special event permit by Hannah Kapzak for a wedding reception on June 18th, 2022, Lakeview Park. An application for outdoor amplified sound permit by Hannah Kapzak for speeches and announcements, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on June 18th, 2022 for a wedding reception at Lakeview Park, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is.
It is Lakeview, yeah. I think Hannah did a nice job of summarizing what their plan is for the day in the cover letter that she prepared for you. This again was a young couple that weren't able to have a reception last year. So it's really a celebration of the wedding with family and friends. The special event permit and the outdoor sign permit have been paid for, and we have a certificate of insurance on file. I did review what the activities were with the Parks and Recreation staff. No concerns on their behalf.
I noticed in the letter, they mentioned the splash pad. They are aware that other people will be using the splash pad at that time, I'm assuming, just so there's no surprises.
Right, he knows that some of those things are open to the public.
Right. Okay.
Our biggest concern was the soccer game, but it sounds like it's just gonna be a pickup game, not an organized event with spectators.
Sounds
I
like a
think
lot of fun.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And they're doing it right.
I think this is the furthest in advance anybody's ever applied. for.
And I told her she was probably gonna get the prize for that. Well, as you can imagine, she's pretty concerned because they want to send out save the dates right away to folks. So that was the sense of urgency on their behalf.
Yeah, that's nice.
I would move approval.
I will second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the special event permit and outdoor amplified sound for the wedding reception at Lakeview on June 18th, 2022, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Ordinances, an ordinance relating to temporary no parking zones.
And this popped up courtesy of Mark Walther. It's just more of a, I guess, a fix to our current ordinance, which the way he read it didn't necessarily allow for writing a violation of a temporary no parking sign, which he recently did for chip sealing, which happens every summer. So this has been sent on to Matt, who came up with what we have here, which just makes it a little more clear, I guess, as to that is a violation in and of itself, because otherwise Mark was asking, what exactly are we writing for the violation? Is it, and I don't know if I explained that very well, but if you have any questions, I'll see what I can do.
I thought you did, and I think that's a logical addition to the ordinance.
So we have to approve this to send it on to council, is that important?
Correct.
Okay,
I'll move to approve.
I will second.
further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the ordinance relating to the temporary no parking zones, please signify by saying yes or aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Miscellaneous discussion on potential changes to the fireworks permitting process in regards to environmental impact concerns as identified by the City of Madison Warner Park Fireworks Environmental Impact Baseline Study 2012. This was on last month, and we, Dan, we wanted you, I know you were part of the, was it Water Resources?
Yes.
And wanted to know if you had any comments you'd like to include in this.
Well, we discussed it during Water Resources, and there wasn't a great deal of concern as far as the environmental impact, because there wasn't really any data that showed that there was a great deal of impact. But one of the things that we did talk about, and the reason why it came here, is to maybe include in our permitting process some of the recommendations that the City of Madison and the Public Health came up with. And that's on page 78, I think. And based on the results of the study, City of Madison Public Health recommends that require all fireworks to display debris and unburned shell fragments be cleaned up in their entirety the following day to ensure debris does not leach contamination. Require that any misfires or duds be located and disposed of properly. Request low or no percolate containing fireworks. And due to potential exposure to smoke in particular or matter produced during fireworks displays, individuals with respiratory and/or cardiac vascular disease should be urged to take appropriate precautions when attending the event and view from a safe distance. So part of it we already do with, letting the surrounding neighbors and neighborhoods know. I mean, so the question at the Water Resources was whether or not we need to incorporate any of this language in our permitting process or our permit application. So that's kind of why we're here.
Yeah, we told Matt Hofelt that he had to pick up all the debris after Rock the Ramp, yeah?
Yes. I think that's pretty standard. He had a professional fireworks company doing this. And I think that's pretty standard procedure for them, is that they do sweep the area. I'm thinking. Maybe not.
Well, you know, I don't know but it came up into whether or not we felt as though this was something that maybe we wanted to, just this language, we wanted to make sure that we included it in our information that we give people applying for a permit. I don't think it's a bad piece of information to
No.
pass along when people are applying and so that they know what's expected of them.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, speaking as someone who's not been involved in these discussions before, I actually thought that the Madison study was pretty reassuring in the
Yes.
sense that there are very short-term concerns just surrounding the immediate time of the fireworks event, but basically there's no significant long-term harm to the air, to the water, to the ground, to plants. And it's really good to have this study in our files because it gives comfort to you in making your decision that we're not doing a bad job already. And adding these steps will probably improve it even more.
So there, do you think then that we should incorporate this language in our permit application, or?
Yes. Yes, I think that'd be an excellent idea.
Could
You
we
know,
also say, if possible, if and where possible, please request low noise or no noise fireworks? Kathy, you looked into it and you said it's pretty easy. You just request it.
Well, I think I looked into it and I think they're more available now than they used to be. And we could put it in there as an option that we would preference being lower noise fireworks or no noise.
I'm going to apply for low noise dog.
Yeah,
luck.
Good luck with that.
So the reason I add it all the time, I always talk about this, but it's better for veterans with PTSD. It's better for not having dogs bolting and needing the help of the police and the Humane Society. And it's probably just better for not having the neighbors get mad in whatever event.
There's a lot of people that would benefit from that too, you know, if you have sensitivity. Some kids are very sensitive to this kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if we could put it as an option, so people
Yeah.
are aware of it.
Yeah,
And can ask about it if they want to, or if they feel like they could find something like that, so.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ready to make that a condition.
No. I'm saying a recommendation that would be on the permit process, but just say, please look into this. It's not a requirement that
Okay,
I'm for.
okay.
Consideration if they want to, you know. It would
They
be the
might not
same-
know it's a possibility.
Sure, I
Would it-
understand.
Is it the same as requests that low or no percolate fireworks be used? It's a request. Is that it's not saying they shall be used.
Sure.
So
It just
Kathy, you want to know if that's a requirement or not?
Well, it doesn't sound like a requirement when it says requests that low or no, is that?
No, that was just the recommendation that it would be similar to what you just said with no
Sure.
noise. You know, it's an ask.
Mhm.
An ask.
Okay, so who works on putting that incorporating that into our materials? Whose project does this become?
Not it? Lori's the one who usually, or is the keeper of all of those applications. So if somebody wants to get me the language, I can certainly work with her to get that done, or if one of you wants to do it, I'm fine with that too, of course.
So this just goes on to the fireworks permit
Correct.
itself, the form, not into like an ordinance.
Well, I guess
Ordinance.
Is it an ordinance?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
there are parts of the approval process are in chapter 5 of our ordinances, but I don't think it goes that specific as to what the city's requirements would be.
Okay.
So do you have, well, we can take language from page 78 of the packet.
Right.
And Katie, do you have some kind of language that you want to give her to?
Dan, my
maybe you could
packet,
email- What's that?
it just dawned on me when you said page 78, you're looking at the packet and this document is only 60 pages long and I couldn't find what you're talking about.
Sorry,
61,
what's that?
page 14 of 61 in the packet.
Okay.
now.
Okay, there you go. Well, it's two different
I'd be
numbers.
happy to put together a sentence about a sentence or two about low or no noise fireworks. And I get that to Lori.
Lori Burns is the one who would put it together, or I can be that liaison as well if you want to get to me and I can work with her.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So that was just a miscellaneous discussion. So we have some direction on that. And I think that's all we have then.
Just real quick, just real quick, sorry, but is that then, does that need to come back to L&O? Do you guys want to see it again? Or if that stuff is taken care of, are you good with just being done with it?
I'm good with it.
Very well.
I'm good. I don't.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
aye,
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.
thanks
Gotta go
everybody,
split
good night.
the house.
Have a good day, Clint.
Bye.
Yep.